Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. I'm Russ Jones. Today I'm going to be doing a smoked turkey. Going to show you how to smoke a turkey, or at least how Bill West shows you how to smoke a turkey. I'm using a recipe from his latest cookbook, the Complete Electric Smoker Cookbook. Now, as you can see, I'm using my Lone Star grills, insulated mini, brand new grill. If you watched the last video, link will be in the description, you'll see a complete walkthrough on this grill. It's not an electric smoker, and that's the cool thing about this cookbook. You can do all the recipes on any smoker, and I'm going to prove that today. We're going to turn out a beautiful looking turkey. Let's go ahead and get started with it.
If you wanna cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Russ Jones Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky
I am not believing this. I let this thing run around 8.5 hours on this burn-in that I did yesterday. For any of you that didn't see that video, please look in the description box and you'll see where I initially did the burn-in and the seasoning of this smoker. That's how much charcoal is left. I think I could have ran at least another 2 hours. So, and I'm not using the whole capacity as I showed in my first video. None of this had charcoal, none of this back here. Now I'm getting ready to reconfigure this for an actual cook, our first cook on this. I want the charcoal to be more center, and I'm not filling it all the way up, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to at least get it from side to side, probably right here in the front. So I'll be back here in a few minutes and show you how I'm going to do that. All right, so what I've done, I just removed that T-plate, left that one, and actually I'm going to bring it more in about like right here. Otherwise that'd be overkill. And as you can see, once you shut it down, you don't continue to burn charcoal. You can reuse your leftovers on the next cook. So a rule of thumb is like 80% charcoal, 20% smoke wood. This is poultry that I'm doing, so it doesn't take a lot to get a smoked flavor. These are very small pieces of apple. I'm just going to put them sporadically. We're going to light this on one corner, and the fire will slowly work its way over and down. That's all the smoke I'm using. I'm going to remove this bottom rack. That's going to allow us to get to the water pan. I'm going to put 1 gallon of water. Always make sure your valve is off. We'll add the rest of the water later on in the cook once this thing comes up to temp. In with the 1 gallon. All right, that looks good enough. And by the way, if you're wondering how long this took to get up to temp yesterday, when I did the burn-in, it took roughly 45 minutes. It didn't take long. And as I stated in that video, when you are getting close within 50 degrees of your target temp, that's the time to start adjusting your vents down for a low and slow. This is a 10-pound turkey that I've had in a brine since about 5 o'clock yesterday, and the brine consisted of, and this did come from Bill's cookbook, it consisted of water, salt, brown sugar, ground allspice, and ground black pepper. Make sure that you got this meat really dry. You don't want it wet at all. We're getting ready to rub it down with some oil. That's what's going to give it the real pretty brown color. So this water will hinder that. I'm just going to cut away this little loose meat that they had the legs tied down. I will be retying them, but I'll be doing it with butcher's twine. like Bill has in his cookbook, he recommends, and so do I, doing 2 10-pound turkeys if you're feeding an army. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeding a large family, it's better to go with 2 smaller turkeys than it is 1 large one for a couple of reasons. First off, it will cook faster. Second off, you got double the legs, double the wings. This is just vegetable oil. This is what's going to give it that really nice golden color. Alright, so we're going to take a Granny Smith apple. We're just going to quarter this. Take an onion. We're going to quarter it as well. Move your skin. Alright, so I've got thyme. This is dry thyme. We want to sprinkle this inside the cavity. You can stand him up to make sure you get it coated all within. Also, on the neck end, you want to do the same thing. Alright, now you just want to take your onions, you want to push them all the way up where it's close to where the neck was. Apples. More onion. And apple. That's basically it. Right, now we're going to tie these legs up with some butcher's twine. Just cross them up. Tie you a knot. Cut your twine. Something I like to do also, it's in Bill's cookbook as well, take these wings and fold in behind the bird just like this. That way they're nice and tucked away. Alright, she's ready for the smoker. I'm not completely up to temp right now. I'm hanging around 225, but I'm going to go ahead and put this bird on because I'd rather adjust it and let it calm down with the bird in place. Very little smoke coming out of it, so we're good on that end. And as you can tell, I removed 1 rack to make room for this bird, which he might have fit anyway, but I don't need it, so we're going to remove it. Alright, I'm going to place a drip pan under here just for cleanup purposes. This probe is hot. I'm going to probe the breast. We're going to go by breast temperature on this. When I get in the ballpark, I will be using an instant read thermometer in various places, but that'll let me know that we're just about there. All right, we're going to close the door and get this smoke going. You know, I'm just sitting out here thinking, I'm looking at this 2-inch valve that is designed for the intake. I think it's a real slick design myself. And what would be very possible is to put a cold smoke unit, which I have, put it right here in front and let it produce the smoke to go in. And you could actually put hooks in there with dowel pins and hang bacon. You could cold smoke bacon or cheese and never have to fire up this. This would make a great cabinet for that as well. I just may do that in the future. Alright, I just had to show you this. This is how you know without looking if your water is running low. This is a trail of smoke coming out of the pipe that feeds water into the water pan. So I'm going to take another gallon and pour it into this hole and get her back up. I had a few questions on my video where I was showing the seasoning and the burn-in of this Lone Star Grill's insulated mini. And the question, or a few questions, people want to know, how did the temp range from the very top all the way to the very bottom? And here you go. This top right here, this top probe, bottom probe, they're running exactly the same. But earlier I had the probe all the way on the very bottom right above the water pan, and I was running more of a 30 degrees difference. I'm like, man, something ain't right, because my turkey is just right above that, like 6-7 inches, and it's doing perfect. So what I've done is I took that probe and raised it up to the grate where my turkey is, which is the next one up, and I'm dead on. So I'm thinking the water pan and the steam and you know, it's not really getting a true reading on that very lowest part. So if it's 6 inches above that is reading that, then we're good. We're good all the way through this smoker. Very impressed. We have been going for 3 hours, according to Bill West's instructions from his cookbook. Now we're gonna open this up. Ooh, yes sir. There's some steam coming out of there. We're gonna slide this out. Looking pretty good, but it ain't done yet. All right, I've got butter with rosemary. Look through Bill's book to find out the right amounts. We're gonna baste this over the top. We're gonna baste the wings. We're gonna baste the legs. It's already getting a really nice color to it. Now once I close this up, it's got to go another 2 hours. But keep in mind, anytime you open up a smoker like this, you're going to lose about 15 to 20 minutes cook time. So I'm going another 2 hours and 20 minutes. We should be really looking good. I have a feeling we're going to be in for a treat with this turkey. It's looking excellent. Just pulled her out of the smoker, man. It looks beautiful, smells absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. We're going to carve all this up, of course, and we're going to eat it for multiple things, but I'm taking some of this breast meat right from the get-go. And look how juicy that is. I hope the video shows just how juicy that is. Not dry in the least. Alright, so I've got what I need to make that sandwich with. We're going to release the legs from the butcher twine. I want to show you just how tender this is. This leg is already trying to separate. Beautiful. Watch this. I mean, I could basically just pull it off. There we go. Fantastic. Find that knuckle. Comes right off. All right, let's put a sandwich together. So I've got some sourdough artisan bread. This stuff looks really good and it's really big. So we're going to build this sandwich, and this is the bottom piece. I've just toasted this. We're going to start off with just a little bit of romaine lettuce. Romaine is like one of my favorites. Onto that, we're going to lay some tomatoes. All right, we're going to slide this to the side. We're going to flip this piece over, and onto this I'm going to layer this turkey meat. All right, I've already cheated. I just took a bite of this. Oh my goodness. We're going to go on with that right there. Now we're going to take some provolone cheese. I'm going to pop this back into the broiler, and we're going to melt this cheese. One more thing to do to this sandwich. This is a cranberry mayonnaise. All it is 50% mayonnaise, 50% gelled cranberry, and we're just going to take and spread a little bit right here on top. This is going to put the final touches on this sandwich. Take a look at that. That is a man-sized sandwich, and I'm fixing to chow down. Here we go. Can't stop with one bite. Here we go again. Fantastic way to use smoked turkey. There's a lot of things you can do with smoked turkey leftovers. One of my favorites is to take smoked turkey and make like a smoked turkey salad, similar to chicken salad, but done with smoked turkey. You talking about that smoke really making it pop. It's fantastic. A lot of different things you can do with leftover turkey, but this is a good sandwich, people. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'd like to thank Lone Star Grills for making a fantastic smoker. Did an outstanding job. This meat was so juicy, so tender, so succulent. Did exactly what I was hoping it would do. fantastic. And Bill West, thank you, brother, for the fine recipe. Until next time, smoke your ribs.